because you'd be in jail.
Remember that election? I'm sure you do. One of the cornerstones of the 2016 election was the failure of polling to accurately predict the winner. Now, since the 2024 election is fully underway, there have been an influx of new polls. However, as we remember, polling data is often vastly inaccurate, with pre-election polling having been the least accurate in over 40 years. In the lead up to the 2024 election, Trump is currently dominating Biden, being on pace to easily defeat him in the general election. With this in mind, let's see what will happen if the 2020 polling errors were to happen again in 2024. Now that that's over, let's begin. Now that we have our map, I'm going to fast forward to when we have just the 12 battleground states remaining, as I don't want to waste your time analyzing the safe states. Since we now have the battleground states, I'm going to go from largest to smallest in terms of electoral votes, so I'll start with the state of Texas. Personally, I do not think that Texas is a battleground state, but it's an interesting state to cover nonetheless. There's an extremely competitive Senate race underway between Senator Ted Cruz and Congressman Colin Allred, with Cruz leading by as little as 5 in some recent polls. But the presidential election will be far less close due to Trump being more popular than Cruz. With that being said, the 2020 polling error in Texas was 4.5 percentage points. Due to Trump leading by 8 in recent polling, it is highly unlikely that Biden will win the state of Texas. Next, we go to Florida. There, Biden was predicted to win by over a percentage point, yet Trump won by over 3. Now, Trump leads in polls by upwards of 13 percentage points. As such, even with massive error, Trump will still likely win Florida. Pennsylvania is the next state, and it will be one of the closest out of the 12 battleground states, and definitely the closest out of the ones we've already covered. Both Trump and Biden have strong ties in the Northeast, with Biden even being born in Scranton. Polling in Pennsylvania was astonishingly accurate back in 2020. If polling is just as accurate now, Trump will win by about 2 percentage points, putting him at 221 electoral votes. Our fourth battleground state is Ohio, a state where Republicans have recently done very well. Polling in Ohio was absolutely abysmal, however, being off by over 7 percentage points back in 2020. Even if there is a similar margin of error, again, Trump will likely win in the Buckeye State as he leads by double digits in almost every recent poll. Now we have 2 states with 16 electoral votes, being North Carolina and Georgia. I will start with North Carolina. Polls in the Tar Heel State were pretty accurate back in 2020, but not necessarily spot on. Using the same margin of error, Trump will win in North Carolina, continuing his winning streak. Next we have Georgia, our 6th battleground state. So far, Trump is 5-0. Georgia is actually one of the few states to overestimate Trump, as Trump failed to meet expectations by 1.3 percentage points back in 2020. However, with that same margin of error in 2024, Trump will still win, as he leads by 4 percentage points according to Real Clear polling. After that, Trump hits 270 electoral votes, thereby leading to my conclusion that Trump will win. If there's a similar margin of error in polling in 2024 as there was in 2020, Trump will be the president of the United States yet again. Still, let's see how big Trump's lead will be, starting with Michigan. Michigan overestimated Biden by 1.4 percentage points in 2020, which is not that large of a margin of error. On the other hand, in 2024, polling is extremely close. Biden is within the margin of error of victory, but Trump leads by over a percentage point, bringing him to 285 electoral votes. Now we go to the West Coast with Arizona. In the Grand Canyon state, Trump is up by 4.1%, yet in 2020, polls were extremely accurate, meaning that Trump will likely win. Next, we go to one of the few battleground states that Trump is not favored in. Anyways, Biden was significantly underestimated back in 2020, and he currently holds a somewhat commanding lead. Therefore, while Trump is within the margin of error, Biden will likely win the Gopher State, bringing him to a mere 222. Our 10th battleground state will compete with Pennsylvania for the closest, being Wisconsin. Wisconsin misjudged Trump by a whopping 6% back in 2020, and has Trump leading by 0.1 in 2024. While this likely means Trump will win in Wisconsin, Biden is within the margin of error. Our 11th battleground state has flip-flopped between Republicans and Democrats, but usually goes to Democrats. This state is Nevada. Nevada was spot on with its polling in 2020 and has Trump leading by 5.3 on average, meaning Trump will likely win in Nevada in 2024. Now, Trump is 10-1, but soon to be 10-2 after I cover New Hampshire. Biden won by 7.2 in 2020 and averaged a similar amount. Still, in 2024, he averages slightly less. Despite this, he will win, with New Hampshire being his second battleground victory. Overall, Trump leads Biden by many electoral votes in 2024 and will likely win the presidential election. There we have it. If you thought my video was informative or entertaining, like and subscribe. Thank you.